listeners. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in every single Tuesday. Yeah, Eva Burford just crawled over like a pterodactyl. Scared me. Yes, this is a whole hour of Santa Barbara teen athletes. And all those people and businesses that support those teen athletes. You know, I like to shake it up a little bit, you know, but I felt this like, I don't know what it was. And it was Eva Burford. How are you doing, Eva?
I'm good.
Yes.
My family were pretty affected by the mudslide, but we're all hanging in there, and just thankful for our lives and our house. So,
And those first responders.
Yeah, thank you. Big thank you to the first responders. It's truly incredible in what they do and how much they can accomplish. But we're still praying for 2 of the victims to be found. One of them, one of my close friends.
Well, so it was on your street, or?
Yeah, he lived down the street from me. But his mom and his sister are doing really well, and we just have to be thankful for the lives we have right now, and that we can be doing this show right now. So.
All right, good. Eva Burford.
Very good.
Hands together.
We're at the end of January.
Yeah, we are.
Unbelievable.
And all the teens are back. And I'm thankful for all that. We have also Alexandra is in the house. Woo!
Gosh, that made me so sad. I'm just thinking about everything I know. But
well, I want to thank you because you were the first GoFundMe that I know that knocked me into reality. And when I was looking at it, and I'm like, wow, here we go. And that was GoFundMe page, and the first one that I saw. So I want to thank you here.
Yeah, I didn't make any. I just
share it, and I'm like, share. It was like, okay, here we go.
Right, and it's that. I mean, social media can really benefit us, and it obviously does a lot of harm, but the ways that we can share messages and share how we can support other people, and this is just one really great example of it. So I've seen so many positive messages, and you really see how our community comes together during this time. So it's been really eye-opening and amazing.
I feel like, though, with social media that we're always so worried about all the bad people in the world, but in this, what's been happening to us, we're getting the opportunity to see that there are so many more good people in the world than there are bad people, and we need to feel so blessed that we are surrounded by so many amazing people in this community, and that our children are able to grow up in this community, that we're able to live here. So I just feel really blessed to be a part of
Angela Miller-Bevan, number one, your whole life has been about fundraising, and I've been blessed enough to know you for quite many, many, many years now. I mean, kids went to elementary school together, and American Heart Association, and before Fairview Gardens, and you're Santa Barbara Dawn.
What's a Dawn? Always a Dawn.
You know a lot about, this kid, also Bishop Diego High School state football champions. I can't say that enough. Okay.
I can't be. I'm so excited about that.
I'm torn. Love is torn. But
we have a mix in our family because my husband is Dos Pueblos. I'm Santa Barbara High, and our son is Bishop. That's how I met you. And I have to say that the whole family was just so stoked about the Bishop win, because that's the first time that anyone's ever gone to state in our area, isn't it? Wasn't it they made a record. They put Santa Barbara on the map for a good reason.
Yeah.
They put them on the map in a big way.
Yeah.
In a huge, because they were beating teams. They were, in 5 games, they had scored 229 points against 0. 5 teams were shut out.
I want to give Valentino some of the credit because the sandwiches that I brought you, okay, I said
that's right.
She
Valentino's
kept
powered
to change the meat.
The state championship.
Double the turkey.
Yes.
What are you trying to do? Change the sandwich. We're doing the double turkey. She kept on asking me.
That's Nancy's favorite place.
Exactly.
She loves
Valentino.
Valentino.
Really?
Teenager.
Really?
Yes.
This is our other.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
We have traditions here. Well, how'd you like? What are you asking me? What do I like? We're doing the double turkey.
You know, they need to rename it.
Yours
The
No,
Salda?
no, not mine.
Not your name. Teach Press Radio?
No.
Who's Press Radio?
Bishop Diego.
Oh, okay, whatever. Cardinal. The Cardinal sandwich.
The Cardinal sandwich. Made with turkey. The Cardinal sandwich. Wait a minute. We're going to have to work on that.
That's really odd.
It is a
Cardinal
little
sandwich made with turkey.
Yes, exactly.
At least it's
But
not
it's
made
so
of cardinal.
good. It's so good. That's funny. That's funny.
So I went
Yes.
to Michael's like before the state championship. It's so funny, and they had these boxes, and it was so funny. I thought I was in a time warp, you know. And I grabbed this woman who was some random woman. I go, "Is that a cardinal?" I mean, because I didn't even know, right? Because, you know, Michael's. The whole row was filled. I mean, you know, Michael's, you know, those rows, they're big rows.
Oh, yeah.
Of cardinals?
And, yeah, like on these boxes, on these gift boxes. And I didn't care. And they didn't say, like, sale or nothing. It's the only thing that in the whole store, I think I was set up. Okay, it's like what somebody was setting me up. Okay, it was the only thing in the whole store that was not on sale. Okay, and I go, I'm looking for somebody, and there's nobody around, and I had to go up to the register. I have a bad hip, you know. I go crawl more steps up to the register. And now what hammer was, I bought every Cardinal box. Okay,
Oh,
She
my
did.
gosh.
I did say.
And she,
Lord.
she did.
Oh, you just saw it, right?
She distributed them.
I gave them all away to the school. I didn't care. Absolutely. It was a day before. I did not show them to anybody.
You should have put a Valentino sandwich in each of
Did
them.
I?
Oh, there
I
you
know,
go.
right?
There you go.
I showed them to nobody. All right. Then they won. And then I'm like, oh my God, we have to do this because then they came in, and then we had Greg Bell here.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of the players.
Yeah.
And then I opened up the car. La la! The day before, I wanted to get the shirts. I had them, and right, Jimmy came through with
Yeah.
the shirts
Yeah.
at the graphics, and they all came with the shirts. And we had Greg Bell. We had the little party, and we made it. News Press Radio was going to make a bigger party, and it was funny because I had the pizza, and we had the nothing but cakes, but somehow the communications fell down a little bit, and the pizza and the nothing but cakes were supposed to get picked up. So I'm here. Where's the nothing but cakes? Where's the pizza? And they're like, when you going to pick them up? I'm like, there's one of me. Okay. You weren't feeling well, Dominique, if you recall. Okay. Nobody was picking up anything. So they went to go get them, which is fine. But I wanted, remember that? You were hungry. Where's the pizza? You remember? No, you didn't get it.
What is our lesson here?
Yeah, what is the lesson here?
You weren't here. That's the lesson. If you were here, it would have been organized better.
By the way,
You're the best.
Oh, thank you.
You are the queen if you want something when it comes to get it, you have to have. I'm serious. Am I right though? She knows how to do a party. She does the best Super Bowl parties on the planet. If you get invited to one of her, you're privileged.
oh wow,
Thank you.
Wow.
No, it's true.
You know what?
Very cool.
She has the best Super Bowl parties on the planet.
I haven't been doing as many Super Bowl parties because I've gotten so involved in the organizations that I'm involved with that I'm doing so many parties for them that at the end of the day I'm kind of run out of energy for parties.
Come on, own it though. You do good parties.
I do good parties. I love doing parties and I love giving back. I am a giver and sometimes it's hard to be a receiver, but I love seeing the looks on people's faces when they are enjoying themselves and when they're having fun.
It's really good.
It's great.
By the way, what I have to say is going to help us to segue into the break and the next segment. The Bishop Diego long sleeve shirts, the only red shirt I own. Okay, which means that it will probably be needed for some obscure upcoming event we need to talk about in the next segment.
Guess what? If Michelle Myering says it's okay, because you're going to have to say if that's okay with her.
Is that fine if we carry it over to the next segment?
I don't know. Is that okay with you?
Absolutely.
Is he okay?
I'm not sure it's my event. I know what event it is.
There you go. We have a surprise for you that we'll talk about that in the next segment.
Oh, I like
it has to do with dollars.
Dollars.
Yeah, we like dollars. Is that right? We'll talk about that in the next segment. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Tea. We'll talk about a lot more after this message. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
All right, Angela Bevan, she has another. Oops, I'm just turning this off right now. She has another dentist appointment. You've got the most awesomest teeth too for somebody who goes to the dentist all the time. All right, listen, you have got so many things. She dies every time. I love her so much, and she doesn't come on the show. Listen, the February is almost around the corner. That's a Red Month. Talk to us. What do we got to do to support you?
So Red is Go Red Month, and this is the month of getting people aware of cardiovascular disease and stroke. Cardiovascular disease is the number one killer in our nation and in Santa Barbara, and stroke is number 3 in Santa Barbara County. We are very fortunate in this county to have some of the most amazing doctors doing some of the most amazing research right here in our own backyard. So we're saving lives on a daily basis. Part of our job is to go out and obviously raise funds for this research, and the other part is just awareness. So we have an event coming up on February 2nd. It's Wear Red Day, and we want everyone to wear red and to get out there and support the cause. And by doing that, you can come down to Village Properties at 5:30 on State Street and strut with us. And we are going to all be wearing red. We're going to strut down State Street, just getting people's attention, and we're going to end up at Paseo Nuevo. They're sponsoring us, where California Pizza Kitchen will be serving healthy appetizers and beverages, and there will be a health fair there where you can learn more about CPR, eating healthy. Some of the stores in Paseo Nuevo will have booths, and this is a free event for the community. So all ages, everybody's welcome, and we just really want you all to come out and just help us to spread the word. CPR is the most important thing that you can learn. And right now we've had some young people in our community have heart attacks. And the only reason that they've survived, these are high school students, the only reason they've survived is because people knew CPR. And so we're trying to get that word out, and you can reach me at any time at 979-5293, or just go to our website and you can find me through that. Just look for Angela's not really hard to find, so you can find me. But I also have Nancy here with us, and she's new to our team. Her daughter Carly is over at San Marcos, so we're getting all the high school kids involved, and so Nancy's going to tell you a little bit about what she does.
Hello. So thank you, Angela. And we do have some Royals in the house. Woo! As well as Dons and Cardinals. Santa Barbara Heart Walk. That's what I'm in charge of, and that's what I would love for everyone to participate in. It's coming in September. We have a little ways, but we want to gear up for that. It's one of our bigger events of the year, and we are raising money for cardiovascular disease and stroke awareness and funding. So please, please, please start preparing a team with your company or your friends and your family. And you can reach out to heartwalk.org, SantaBarbaraHeartWalk.org for some more information. Thank you.
That is a great event.
Isn't it fun?
It is. We've had
so
PAL
fun.
participants walk with John Dixon, because he's one of your strong supporters, and he is a tremendous supporter of the community all over, and of PAL. So we've had kids out walking with John Dixon during this event. That's fantastic.
So great. So I've done it for the last few years. It's always a beautiful sunny day. It's fun. It's down at the Fest Parker, and it is always a great event and very, very fun, and a lot of activities with the Health Fair Expo as well.
Well, it's family friendly. Everybody can come.
And dogs.
All the kids and dogs are welcome to come to that, but I just wanted to make sure that we had enough time, because you are one of our survivors. And so I hope you don't mind if we talk about that. But if you'd like to share just a little bit about how you are a survivor and how old you were when you had your...
I know. Who would have thought?
I wouldn't.
No, most people don't. So this is Michelle from PAL, and I've been active my entire life. Degrees, exercise science, physical education, and at the age of 24, I suffered a heart attack. So they're not sure of the reason. Fortunately, I was healthy, and so that's one of the things that helped with the recovery and just helped with suffering a heart attack as I was healthy. Right coronary artery. They're not sure what caused it, but. So I have 2 daughters, and so they know Mommy had a heart attack.
And that's part of it. It's the awareness. It's getting people knowing and understanding that it can happen to anybody.
It can happen to anybody. I was young, 24, physically fit, and I also am a certified personal trainer. So I would talk with a lot of my clients and just what can you control? There's things we can't control. We don't control our genetics. We don't control our DNA, but we do control, are we active? We do control, are we smoking? Are we drinking? What are we eating? Those are things we control and help reduce those risk factors, because some risk factors we can't control. So thank you both for doing what you're doing.
Well, I hope that we can get out to PAL, and we do hands-only CPR now. So it's really an amazing thing to be teaching all the kids, because they can learn it. It's hands-only, and they do it to the beat of Staying Alive. And so
nice.
It's 100 beats per minute.
Well, yeah.
And so it's really easy to learn. And so that's what we're trying to do. It's just education and getting the word out. And
perfect.
We would love to get more awareness in the schools in Santa Barbara, the high schools especially. So we're hoping to do that in the next year.
Yeah. Well, come talk we have a youth leadership council. They are high school students from all the high schools.
That would be great.
Come talk to them one night.
Look at that. Making connections on Teen Sport Radio, thanks to Erica Salda, the queen of teen.
I tell you, I make pals everywhere I go.
Well, Dominique, I got to say, Dominique has had 2 heart attacks. And come on over here real quick. I mean, it was like you said, the physical fitness. I mean, and the whole thing. I mean, she was gone there for how many seconds?
Well, the whole thing is about with heart disease. The younger you are, it's actually goes against you because you don't have the capillaries to keep bringing the blood supply to the heart. So getting CPR immediately for a younger person is absolutely, you have to, or you won't survive it. And actually, a 50-year-old or 60-year-old may survive an instant better than you because they have capillary
And we
veins.
have right now in our community one young person at Dos Pueblos that had a heart attack and was saved by CPR, and another one at San Marcos. And these kids, that's happening out in our community, and we need to be aware of it and just make sure that we are teaching CPR, that we're teaching everybody, because they don't know when it's going to happen. And somebody said something to me once in a training. They said, if you were sitting somewhere and you started to have a heart attack, who would you want sitting next to you on your left, the person that doesn't know CPR or the person on the right that does know CPR? And I was like, well, that's pretty smart. I would want the person on the right. And it's something that, believe it or not, there are still so many people that don't know it. And it's just so important for all of us to continue to educate and to just continue the fight. So that's what we're going to be doing in February, and we hope that you all come out with us. Wear your red. We have a whole closet full of red. We wear red all the time. If you could see us, we have our red on now. Mm-hmm. So we are just going to continue to fight the fight.
Mm-hmm. And you just look like jewels.
Thank you.
Just really fast, we've Dominique and I wrote an almanac for the Modern Age Planner Journal. We want to gift you one. We had this big campaign push for this last 2 months, actually. And we've donated over $1,800 through this campaign, and $1,500 actually went to the first program that has come in through Santa Barbara Wellness, which is Heather Bond's program. Put your hand together. She has started a camp for kids called the 5 Elements, and the second program that we would like to share the program, you're in it too, by the way. Of course.
I'm in the book.
Everybody's in the book. We're very thankful for everything that I think Teen Sports Radio has done. And the second donation we would like to do after the second month of launching the campaign of the book, which, very proud of. All of the pictures that you see in here is the art all the paintings that I've been painting lately, of course, is to PAL, because she started also an art program. And Dominique, you want to do the
Wow, real fast. We have a contribution to make to you from Santa Barbara Wellness Center. So we've been trying to pull together the initial contributions that we're getting to especially help kids heal from everything that's happened. And we figure healing through art is a wonderful thing.
So anyway, that's $250. So thank you.
Thank
We
you.
can take this, so every month we're going to be donating through the efforts of the book, and we're just putting it right back into the community. So let's take another break. All right.
Woo.
All right. God bless you all. Thank you so much for everything you do. So we want to add you to the. Of course, any of the campaigns as the money's come in, we just want to give it right back.
I'm in the book.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. All right. Let's take another break. All right. After these messages, we'll be right back. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
Every single Tuesday.
All right, so what are we gonna? You want to hear a funny story? Okay, not that you asked me. If you didn't answer the question, okay. I love it when you talk to somebody and you just have both sides of the conversation. Do you ever do that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and your people just nod. Okay.
It's an only child thing.
Is it? Do you do that too?
Yeah.
You don't even need anybody, right?
It's an owner of dog things, too.
Is that right?
Yeah, because my dog, I have to voice for her.
Really?
Yeah.
Sometimes I hear things.
Well, you have to give her a platform.
I
you know what
know.
I'm saying? So there you go.
It's true. I know she just laughs. That's true. So this was the funny thing this last week. Okay, let me just a little snapshot in time. So Pure, our Chinese student, love him. First year I wasn't sure, but I really did. I a little therapy ironed it all out, which is true. So year 2, we're like buddies. We slap 5 all the time. He likes me. I love him. And so he goes to Dominique, can we get some kosher salt? And you know when somebody says something, everything relates to art to me now. I go, bing, kosher salt. I could use that. So Dominique gets some. I know, she's got it. The heck? Oh, that's my phone again. I swear I turned it off 3 times already.
So different kind of salts have different kind of salt molecules. Mm-hmm. And so kosher salt is going to look a little bit different than regular salt. But so, it's all about different salt molecules.
Okay, I'm going to interrupt you. So she's bought it at least 3 times, and she thinks she's going crazy because every time she's bought it, I've taken it and, run into the garage because I'm being a mad scientist. Now, I've seen it a couple of times, and, I don't know about you, and I'm sure you've done it. You look at somebody use it a certain way, and that's not right. So, because the way I've seen it used, they've used it, and they've created, it eats up whatever, and then they take it off. Well, I use it, and I leave it on, okay? And I just want it because I build up layers. I want it
so
to...
we're talking about beautiful pieces of abstract art.
Well, she's so funny because whatever. She's my friend. Of course she's going to say that. So I've been making things out of this kosher salt. Meanwhile, he keeps asking if it's kosher salt. She keeps swearing she bought it. And it's just vanishing. So finally, after day 4... I'm coming in. She goes, now I know I bought the kosher salt. I'm not saying a word. So finally, after day 4, I bring in this piece that has at least,
huge painting.
Pounds of kosher salt. And it really does look amazing, I got to say. And it's just... It did come out amazingly.
It's an art sculpture with salt.
Yeah, it's and it's frozen now because I left it outside. And it's got cement glue and everything. And I've used Indian ink. I've never seen anything like it. And I've actually kept it underneath the T-bird. So it's been cold lately. Right. It's like this very frozen, right? Then what I did is I had my Jimmy Thayton. Hey, Jimmy Thayton!
Yeah. Jimmy Thayton concrete.
Yep. And so he's made these. It's 9 feet by 6 feet, so it's monster. Okay. So he actually put it up on this easel. What do you call it? Right.
He created these amazing frames with feet that will make so the frame stands up.
Right. So now, what really made it amazing, because I had it one way, and I don't like it that way, so we have to flip it. So now I can flip it any which way, but now this is the cool thing. When the sun hits it, because the sun hits like
the salt crystals.
Yes! That's all I got to tell you.
Awesome.
Now the darn thing, like from the end of the street. So I have so many workers on the street. I don't know, everybody's into fixing up their house. And honestly, it's just like, I'm looking at it from it really just lights up and we hit the different colors. You got to come over and check it out.
I will.
Yeah, you got to.
I would love to.
Yeah, and see, it's so funny because I tell everybody what I do. Because why are we playing I Got a Secret? 2018 is about telling, right? Don't you think? Everybody's like,
Sharing is caring.
Yeah, I love sharing is caring, right? So you got to come over and what I do. Now, I don't remember sometimes, and I'm trying to forget. I'm not trying to forget, but don't you do that? Like somebody asks you, like, how'd you, I forget.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So,
it's, you know what it is?
What is it? Age? AGE?
Yes, it's because we have so much knowledge in our brains that we sort of get overfull. So it's like where you have to remember where you compartmentalize it.
But you got to start putting some stuff out there because I've been stalking you. I don't know.
I don't have it because I started this new fluid art and I overtook our kitchen for a while.
Yeah.
But I did a lot of it for gifts. So I didn't post it on any social media because I was sending it out. But thank you for the donation. That is going to have a young girl, one of my teen leaders who loves art. So I'm going to show this process to her.
Right.
And then she's going to lead some clinics with the kids because it's a quick process because these kids, they don't want to sit there for an hour, 2 hours.
Right.
And it is so tactile because you get it.
Right.
It fluid on the canvas and you tilt the canvas and you move it and you watch and you just, nobody's is going to look the same. They can use the same colors and no one's going to look the same.
Right, it's awesome.
And they can come in for 30 minutes because some of our kids, Jessica, are like, if we can get them to focus for 10 minutes, we're like golden.
Right.
I brought Jessica today.
Nice.
So one of my staff, and we'll talk to her next session, but she was an amazing member of the Explorer Post, and now she's my staff and an amazing mentor to our kids. So
paper too. You have some time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dominique was mentioning if you guys want to.
I've been saving lint in order to make more paper.
And
I have the decal, I guess, to do it.
Yeah.
And I have the buckets and I have the blender.
Oh, nice. Yeah, our kids are very hands-on. The more hands-on,
and
the better.
all you need is a window, and we can slap those pieces of paper up on the window, and it will dry out on the window. And the next day, they can shimmy it off.
Nice. We have lots of windows.
I'm telling you, one piece of paper, they sell that darn stuff for like $4 a sheet. And all it is recycled paper. And then she'll go out and she'll put, what did you put, leaves and stuff in it?
Yeah, you can put grass and flowers and all sorts of things in it. It's so beautiful.
You put it in the blender and it's just, you mush it in with this.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I know.
It's lint?
Yeah, lint. So paper is actually made out of wood pulp or cotton fibers. And so when you pull the lint out of your dryer, you're grabbing cotton fibers.
So when we do this at PAL, we'll let you know and you can come do it with us.
Listen, I was I'm like, okay, she's in there with her daughter Sasha, graduate from UCLA art, and I'm watching her, in the kitchen with, it looked like Coney Island at low tide. I'm like, what the heck are you doing in the kitchen? And they're having the time of their life. We ever see all right, it reminded me you ever watch, because my mom like almost pretty much lived on a farm in Germany. You ever see pigs oinking in the thing. That's what they were having. It was just slush, playing with slush.
It's messy. It's fun.
And they were having so much fun. They're giggling and getting it all over themselves. I'm like, what are you doing in the kitchen? And then when they was done, how did you get it so flat?
So we used pieces of felt and we just squished it with a sponge, and then we squished it up against the window. So it was all really just by hand.
Okay, so when it dries, see how pretty this is?
That's gorgeous.
Okay, so I actually went to a person and paid $300 and some odd, okay, for the
it looks laminated, kind of, or not laminated, but glossy.
Yeah, it looks glossy because that's the side that was against the window. It just gave it this fascinating texture.
Wow.
So anyway, this is just me taking the picture, but you should see, I went to a professional photographer and this was another. So I'm like, something, give me the camera. So this is paper This was the paper, and I'm like, give me that piece of paper. I just shot it. I go, I like this better.
Like if you go and
You know
you
what I'm
see
saying?
like
No,
rice
this is
paper,
paper.
stuff
And
like
then,
that. it
so
has a
then they
different
took a piece of
texture.
paper, and I wrote on it, and I'm like, then I went to a gift shop, and they were selling this stuff for like, how much a piece?
Yeah, $4 a piece.
$4 a piece of paper. And I'm like, I'm in the wrong. I mean, how much did it cost to make that?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's trash. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm in the wrong. I go, can you get a big machine to make this stuff?
One man's trash is another man's riches.
Yeah. So, all right. Let's all ponder on this during the break. This Erica Salda. Save your lint. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
Oh, everybody's ripped out their lint out of the thing. They're throwing it in a bag. I had a nice talk with Eva. I'm teaching her the ropes. You know what I'm saying?
It's important.
I'm serious. Dominique just ran in the car, and she's grabbing the junk journal that I got for Christmas. I mean, what do you give somebody? You know, when you're like pretty much I'm right now in the process, and you are too. We're talking about it. We're getting rid of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm in it. When you hit 50 or whatever, I'm 56, but it's just like, okay, I'm in the get rid of stage. So, like, it's more about, I'd rather have somebody make, and it sounds really weird, but you make me a piece of paper. All right, don't cry. All right. You're crying. Don't stop it. No, you make me a piece of paper. It means kind of sort of more to me.
Yeah.
Because you spent time. Right?
Well, that's why all my
you
artwork,
went online, okay, and you went click, okay, and you bought me a candle, you know. Okay, this is what Dominique made me.
And by the way, just so you know, lint actually has a lot of uses, and one other use, especially during these cold nights, is a fire starter. Think about it. You know how they warn you not to run your dryer if you're not home?
Right.
Because there is the potential, if you've got buildup inside the little vent hose, that it could heat up and catch fire. So you want to make sure you clean out your lint trap regularly, but you can use it actually as a fire starter in your fireplace. So, anyway, you were talking about what kind of a book is it?
This is 1 week of junk mail.
1 week of junk mail.
Yep.
Okay, and
they're junk journals. They sell those for $50.
Wow.
And that's 1 week of junk mail.
Well, apparently somebody's stealing mine and using it because we haven't had hardly any mail at our place.
I get a
that's
tremendous
pretty wild.
amount of junk
in a
mail.
while, but that's a whole nother story for another show. But it is amazing what you can do with stuff that comes in. Also, when you're going shopping for wherever you are shopping, okay, if you are conscious of what you're buying and the packaging that it's coming in, I mean, it astounds me, even in this day and age, the level of packaging that stuff still has.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
You know, my go-to is Taliente gelato. Oh my goodness, that stuff is fabulous. Ice cream is like my
really
favorite.
good.
It is so good, and the containers are reusable. I use it to mix my paints.
Awesome.
And they have great lids.
I prefer edible containers.
Yeah. I haven't seen them yet. I haven't had
I've
them.
seen
Caliente
them. They're
gelato.
Those are amazing.
So good.
I was going to say, though, people are thinking of weird ways. I remember a few years ago, I was watching Shark Tank, and they were talking about how there's, like, that they're making edible cups and edible cutlery pieces, or I don't know. Utensils, different things like that. And you can look it up, and it's like, for $4. And I don't know if they're, like, some weird gel material or something, but then after you use it, you can eat it. So they're thinking of, obviously that's just one example.
Yeah, some restaurants are doing that, like for the takeout food, edible utensils.
I just want to make sure that it's gluten-free, sugar-free, salt-free, fat-free.
Everything free. It's just water. It's ice.
A frozen plate.
Yeah.
I liked it.
One time I ordered this pairs of shoes. I don't know where I got them from, but they were like heels, right? And the package was like so big, and I was like, oh, like I forgot like what I ordered, and I thought it was like a jacket or something. I had to open like 4 boxes and like all this styrofoam, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so bad. But they're really cute heels, like I can't complain. But still, like bad for the environment.
The packaging is kind of like those Russian doll within a doll within a doll.
Yeah,
within a
I was
doll.
like, this is
crazy.
fun.
It's weird. It's very weird how we, have come to do certain things, and it's good right now. We're in an era where we have lots of ability to make changes, but just the fact that, everything's so packaged, or you get, like bags, and then in that bag you can have little smaller bags so you can take it with you. And I'm still, just hard to make those decisions when it's become so ingrained in us to not put the extra effort in to like put it in a reusable bag or
However,
something.
if you do buy stuff like that regularly and it comes with all these different packagings, maybe before you just toss it like in your recycling bin, maybe you can find another use for it.
That's true.
Before you throw it out.
Yeah.
You make it into paper.
Oh, you make it into paper. We buy jugs of distilled water. I use those jugs to fill with the well water, which is what we have where we live, and that's what the dogs and cats drink. And I use that to keep track of how many gallons of water we're consuming. And so, and then the rest may go in the landfill, but at least it's plastic, and it's going into the recycle bin, I should say, not in the landfill.
Exactly. And for people who are art kind of people, the plastic packaging, you know what you can do with that? You can get glitter glue and paint it with a little bit of glitter glue, let it dry, cut it up, and now you have glass pieces to add to your art projects. It is beautiful.
Wow.
By the way, a very inexpensive glass cutter for bottles, I mean, if you have wine bottles, that kind of thing, is to make glasses out of them. You cut it and then you sand the rim down, the edge down that you've cut, so you don't want to cut your lip. And you've got yourself a very unique glasses for water or whatever it is you're doing.
Oh,
and then there's ways, I'm sure, that you can use the neck, in some other fashion. So, I mean, it's just how creative are you willing to get so as not to continue to add to the landfill.
And the other really great thing about glass specifically, though, is that glass is the one thing that's 100% recyclable. So, using glass actually isn't, you shouldn't feel so bad about it as long as you recycle it, because it can get remade forever.
Yeah.
So
that and of course, metal, aluminum, tin, that kind of thing can also be done too. Melt it down and be used for other things as well.
Right.
Plastic actually could be ground down. I mean, I heard about this with this one fellow who developed this. This was for the gyres to collect the stuff that's there, and the process that I had heard was it would be ground down and used as insulation. In homes. It could be actually used for that. So it can be repurposed. So there could actually be a profit margin for certain recycled things. But again, you're absolutely right. It's again, how creative are you willing to get?
Yeah.
I know. I saw on, it was probably on Facebook or something, they were making stand-up paddle boards out of water bottles.
Oh, wow.
With a wooden frame, and then the bottom was made out of plastic bottles.
Plastic bottles, yeah. I remember seeing that. That was pretty
Yeah, that was cool. And they said it's a great way for very low-income places to get paddle boards.
Yeah.
Nice.
And recycle.
Interesting.
I know at my house we have a bunch of tablecloths made out of plastic water bottles. And I'm also part of this organization at school, How International, and they were in India teaching all these people how to put on prosthetic legs, and every individual there had pants made out of plastic water bottles. And I thought that was really interesting.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, there are a bunch of plastic water bottles all around the world on the coastlines. I was watching these documentaries on Sky TV out of the UK, and they're taking boats. They took a ship around the entire British island, up Scotland and Wales and so forth, and back around again, and stopped at different ports where there's just plastic strewn all up and down the coastline. And it's just unbelievable. And some of this stuff isn't just from the UK. I mean, some of the stuff they could tell what the language was. There was Japanese and Chinese and I mean just all other different languages of plastic bottles specifically that they were finding.
Right.
That are just traveling all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's really sad. But, they are making changes. So, anyway.
Let's take a little break. It's Erica Salda. We got some new commercials. Dr. D, we love you. Put your hands together. Woo! Let's take a little break. We'll be back with more after these messages. We are back, and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I am your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday.
The floor is yours.
Thank you.
Yes.
This is Michelle again with PAL.
Woo! Michelle with PAL again.
I know. I love coming here. Thank you for having us. And today I brought Jessica Ochoa, who's one of our recreation specialists at the Teen Center, and she is also a PAL alum. She was a member of the Explorer Post, and I got to watch her in action last year at competition. And we took home 4th in shooting because of her tactical skills there. Woo! And I got to watch her go through a DUI stop. So, when you're watching cops and you're watching them that's what our explorers do. They learn all those tactical and all those scenarios, and then they go to these competitions and they have a proctor and they take them through. So she did amazing. But she's here. She's great with our kids. But hey, Jess.
Hi.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So she does great with the kids, and we have a new partnership she's going to talk about.
Yeah, so we are currently doing a partnership with the Santa Barbara Girls Lacrosse Association. They are offering free clinics for girls lacrosse. We are going to have one on Saturday, February 17th at the SB Polo Club, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., as well as Saturday, March 17th at San Marcos High School, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Yeah, and they don't need to have any experience. They don't need to bring any equipment. Just come out and learn about the sport of lacrosse for girls. We're really trying to help expand that program.
Yeah. It's great that it's launched kind of in Santa Barbara so that you're offering, it an opportunity for people to learn more about it. That's great.
Yeah, I know nothing about it, but the director approached us, PAL, because we have such a connection to kids. Right. And Jessica's great at getting kids into activities. She is their mentor. She's their queen.
Yeah. Yes, definitely a queen. Thank you. Definitely strong women role models are definitely amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very much. Can you come back?
Of course.
Yes.
God, I mean, honestly.
We do need to hear more from her because she's just amazing.
Yeah, I could tell. I mean, definitely. So what do you like best? I mean, to go in there holding a gun?
I think
What's the number one word if you had to put it in one word?
Spontaneous.
Definitely. All right, come back soon, please.
Thank you.
All right. Santa Barbara, we've gone through a lot, and we're going to get through this. I just wanted to finish off the show with a song from Miles Kennedy, Sound of Silence. God bless you. See you next week.
Darkness, my old friend, I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping left its seeds while I was sleeping, and the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sound of silence. In restless dreams I walked alone, narrow streets of cobblestone, beneath the halo of a street lamp. I turned my collar to the cold and damp, and when my eyes were stared by the flash of a neon light that split the night, and sound of silence. And in the naked light I saw 10,000 people, maybe more. People talking without speaking. People hearing without listening. People writing songs and voices never shared. And no one dared disturb the sound of silence. For said I, you do not know. Silence like a cancer grows. Hear my words and I might teach you. Take my arms and I might reach you. But my words, like silent raindrops fell, echoed in the wells of silence. And the people bowed and prayed to the neon gods they made. And the sign flashed out its warning. And the ones that it was forming. And the sign said the words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls. Whispered in the sound of silence.